I have never pulled this many Sacred Shards. For today's video, we have 100 Sacred Shards that we need to open to see how many Legendaries we can get. Hey you guys, it's Cece. Welcome back to my channel. If you saw my video yesterday, I mentioned that playing alongside my current main account, I am going to be doing some fun videos with a test account. Now, this is actually that account. So today we're going to pull some shards and I'm super excited because it is 100 Sacred Shards. I have never ever pulled this amount of shards in a single session. I don't even think combined I would have reached 100 quite yet on my account. So I'm incredibly excited to actually go ahead and pull these shards. Now, I know I'm expecting at least one comment about it, so I'm going to mention it right now. There are no times to events because this is essentially like a test content server. This is essentially going to be one of those accounts where it's for me to make content on. I'm going to do fun style videos. I'm going to do like wacky videos. And of course, I need some champions to actually do that. And part of what we're going to do for that is some shard pulls. So yes, we will be pulling these 100 Sacred Shards to start with. Hopefully, we'll get some really good Legendaries and I'll be able to make some fun style content with them. Now, I do want to mention, this is not an account you're going to come across in Arena or something like that. It's like on a non-existent server that's not really a real type account. So there's no arena on this, no live arena, nothing like that. It's really just to showcase different champions, do weird builds, random builds, and kind of just put resources into champions like that. So I'm not actually using any of my regular resources. And so I can go ahead and, like I said, just create random fun content. I have tons and tons of ideas. I'm super excited for this. And if you guys want to see any specific types of videos with this, then please do comment down below and let me know the types of things that you want to see. With that, we need to actually go ahead and start pulling these shards. And as I said, there's no boosted rates on this or anything like that. We're really just taking what we can get in here. And I'm hoping to get some champions that maybe I don't have on any of my accounts in raid, so I am able to kind of play around with them a little bit. I do, and I would totally appreciate you guys also letting me know if I come across a champion that is like a Legendaries one that you're like, Cece, build this right away, then yes, please do let me know which of those champions, if they do pop up, who they are. Now, I feel like regardless if we get some Legendaries, then of course I'm going to want to build any and all Legendaries that I get, but kind of wouldn't mind getting duplicates. I feel like it would be fun to see an account of like I said, not necessarily things that you guys can duplicate, but more so just so we can have fun with it. Like imagine if I summoned 5 of the same Legendary. Would I be upset about that? I don't know. But 5 of the same Legendary, and it would be like, what does a team full of Siffies look like? I'm picking Siffy because she was my first Void Legendary ever in raid, so definitely has a soft spot for me. The question is also how many Legendaries will we get from 100 shards? Because so far we are only getting epics. Not that there's anything wrong with epics. There are great epics in this game. And you know what? Maybe I will just do a full team of Drakes. 5 Drakes. We'll see what they can do. You know, that type of idea. So also kind of, I'm thinking building like champs that maybe don't have great ratings or just seeing how they do. And that's what I'm like leaning towards. As I said, really just having fun with the account. And who knows, maybe I will come across a champ that I don't have on any of my accounts and I end up falling in love. And I hope that I actually pull them on those accounts, because that's usually how it goes if you have multiple accounts. You just hope like, oh, I hope I get this on my main. Or are we only gonna get epics though? Like, that's the question here. What does 100 Sacred Shards really look like? And again, that's without boosted or without any of that. Now, at the very least, we will hit Mercy, of course, so that'll be something to look forward to. We're starting off with our first Legendary, who is undead, and ooh, look at that. The undead always look super cool, the graphic behind it. Now, looking at this champion, Legendary Attack type. Now, for actual skills, I don't want to go ahead and necessarily break them all down right now. I think I will do that at the end and actually take a look and see who is like top of the list to build, things like that. So we will look at skills maybe at the end, depending. I might do a quick overview. But we are 1 Legendary in so far out of 15 Sacred Shards. And again, at the very least, I mean, Mercy is something to look forward to. So I'm actually curious to see what I'll end up with in terms of like index. I feel like it would be super cool to hopefully eventually one day fill it completely and just have a roster of champions to be able to just pick from and play around with and toss different gear on and test out and, you know, things like that. Deathless 100% reminds me of Renegade. Every time I see Deathless, I'm like, Renegade, is that you? And I'm like, no, wait a minute. It's not. So we are 1 Lego in. Lich. I feel like some of these I actually haven't seen yet or haven't seen before on my own account. So, and I will say the Legendary I've gotten so far, I don't have. So if anything, there's that. But as I said, because there is no arena to do here, any of those champions that are going to be like arena heavy, shining in there, That's not gonna help me out here. I would be happy to get those on my other accounts. The ones I have one where I'm actually trying to climb in Live Arena. Make sure that you guys subscribe so you're able to watch my journey for things like Live Arena as well. And look, Mausoleum Mage. Remember, you guys can actually get Mausoleum using my link once you reach level 30. If you're downloading as a new player, alt account, any of that, and you'll get yourself a Mausoleum Ambassador. Hi, elves. You know what? It's hard to pick a favorite faction. This is something I've been asked before. Like, Cece, what's your favorite faction? I don't know if I could pick, because every time I think, I'm like, yeah, this is the one. Like, this looks great. And then I come across another champion. I'm like, wait a minute. Or is this my favorite? Like, I don't think I have a favorite. Like, even the Bannerlord. Like, look at this. Super cool. I feel like I'm gonna have to look at these epics all later, too. I'm not sure which epics I may have gotten an incredible epic, and you guys may be like, Cece, how did you not react to this epic? I'm just in the mindset of we need to get any and all champions. I'm sure we've gotten some very, very good epics, and I'm sure I'll have some of them that I will end up building. Ruella, did I not already get you earlier? Am I thinking someone else? Did I recently pull a Ruella, maybe on a different account? So one legendary, that's it. I was kind of hoping for more. Geomancer, let's go. We don't mind a Geomancer. 30 shards in, one legendary. This is why I boosted. Boosted rates are the time to pull your shards. Do not pull your shards unless there is a boosted rates. An extra legendary and you're at your mercy. That times 2. Again, none of that exists in this raid world. So you're like, Cece, that's why I mentioned it. Why? You look familiar to me. Why do you look familiar? I recently maybe saw this champion somewhere, but at least we are at legendary number 2 at the very, very least with bottom of the field. So we are two Legos in so far. In terms of rates, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not keeping track of it to see where we're at, but regardless, I don't have either of those Legos, so it is also kind of exciting to get somebody new because I can kind of play around with them and see, but we're gonna see. As I said, I have tons and tons of ideas that I want to do with this account and different types of content I want to make, so I'm pretty excited for it, and to bring that out for you guys. And as a reminder, I am putting a video out a day, so you never know what the day will bring, what type of video it is going to be. But of course, I'm gonna keep up with updates as I do and how it affects my account, my progress, taking you guys along with me on my raid journey as a newer player starting out and trying to do builds with the gear that I have. And then on the side, we're gonna toss in these fun videos. So I'll let you know. It's probably gonna be like a specific maybe day of the week that I will focus on, like this account or these types of things. You'll just have to wait and see. Jingle Hunter, I don't know. Menacing, but not, you know? And I don't think any reviews will work either, because as I said, it's kind of a non-existent account. Like, it's not real technically. Yeah, so reviews and stuff, nothing, doesn't mean anything essentially in this world that we are in. Epic Seeker, what's up, Seeker? And Trumpar, I think I got that one earlier. I feel like I should have kept track on how many of these epics are also repeats, but Miss Cornelia. So we are almost halfway through my shards here. 55, 5 more to go, and we're halfway. Rates wise, I was hoping, honestly, you guys, I was hoping for more than 5. Being optimistic. Oh, there we go. Number 3. Stock the Broken. You're a fusion. I recently made a video on Stock the Broken, actually. Not necessarily one I'm totally excited to see, just because I have this champ. I've used this champ. Give me something new. You know? Give me a fusion I wasn't around for. You know, give me an Arman. Even though I can't do arena, but you know. Do you guys have that one fusion that got away that you miss? Is there like a fusion out there that maybe you weren't playing yet if you're like me, or you were playing but you just didn't have the resources, didn't do the fusion, weren't able to? There's gotta be one out there. There's a few in my mind that were before my time that I was playing, so I'm curious. I want you guys to comment down below and let me know that fusion that got away from you. Another Lego. Let's go. Hey, Glycite of the Meltwater. What's up? This is a champ I'm not gonna say necessarily, oh, I've tried to pull for, but I know he was in like boosted rates at some point, and I was like, oh, he'd be cool to get. Never got him, and then was in a Prism Shard pool, and again I was like, oh, this would be a cool champ to get. Again, did not actually get the champions, so super excited to actually see him here because I will be able to play around and do something with this champion. And again, if there are any specific ones that you want me to build or things you want me to try out, then yeah, leave those comments down below and I'll see what I can do, see how we can kind of have fun with them. Otherwise, you'll just have to see the chaos that I get into with these champions and the ideas that I've got. Okay, at least rates are kind of picking up now. So we have 40 more shards to actually go. See what else we can get from them. Hopefully another legendary. a new one I don't have. Another Anax. Is that going to be the first video? A team of just Anax. That probably wouldn't. That wouldn't be too fun. Also rares. I mean, eventually, like, I will be pulling as well with the void shards on here, the ancients, all of those. But I figured we'd start in with the sacred first and kind of see what happens. But I think the voids will also be kind of fun to see what we can get out of there. I mean, I've asked the question before, how many cold hearts is too many cold hearts to build? We will find that answer out. You just wait and see. Kind of see where we're at. Magnar. I always wonder how they come up with the names for some of these champions. I mean, hey, a Mausoleum Mage again. It usually kind of somewhat matches their faction, but you know, then we come across like some long names like this one. Or, you know, Clycat of the Meltwater. So random. Felicia. Kind of suits a Knight's Revenant, I think. But I've always wondered, like, how do they decide these things? How do they come up with the names? Ultimate Gallic. So you have Gallic, Supreme Gallic, Ultimate Gallic. The Gallic in different forms. Give me Charmander, Charizard. Okay, we have 27 of our Sacred Shards. Out of 20, three more Legos would be asking too much, right? Like 2 more, please, potentially. Although I think I've already lost track. 4? How many are we at? I'm gonna have to double check. I think I would remember, right? You would think I have an idea of how many, but not necessarily. You know what? I've pulled that champ kind of earlier on another account. I never actually got around to building, and I feel like that's a champ I should probably build. And I think that might be the case for most of us, where we have kind of like a list of champs we need to build, or a little stockpile, maybe a stockpile for you that's building up of champions that you've been meaning to build and you haven't built yet. Hey, another Lego with... Oh, hang on. I recently saw this champion too, actually. Maybe on a Prism? Was it Prism? Maybe. But you guys, a champ I do not have. Legendary. I will be excited for any and all legendaries. As I say that, I know I got Stock the Broken earlier, but ones I don't have. So I get to kind of play around with them a little bit more. I mean, the good news in pulling champ I already have is I guess I have an idea of how I want to build them, or I could try out different things on them. But still. Wow, I feel like 100 Sacred Shards goes fast. Especially when you're seeing a lot of purple. Just a sea of purple. But definitely has that, you know, when you have, maybe not, maybe you guys are better at than I am, but the urge to pull shards, especially anytime there is a ×2 going on, and it's like you want to save your shards, but you also just want to pull them. This at least scratches that itch a little bit. King Karok, I don't have you either. I have never pulled you on an account, so let's go. That is going to be another new one. Oh, I don't like that. No, Demon Spawn. This reminds me of like a fly of something. That's an ugly looking champ. Followed by a super sinister smile, just what I would expect from Dark Elves. That for some reason actually gives me specific vibes from a couple different like shows and animes that I've watched. All right, we're down to my last ones here. 5 more shards. Let's see, can you grab one more Lego out of here? 2, and then I'll give you guys just the overview. I'll show you who I ended up getting just as a reminder, and then I'll kind of see where I want to go with them and who I want to build first and things like that. Again, if there's anyone you want to see prioritized, though, no one out of our last one. All right, let's go take a look and see what we ended up with here. So champion wise, so we ended up pulling 100 shards, and we did end up getting 6 legendaries from that. Thankfully, it's actually only one of these that I have on my account, so I have yet to pull any of the other ones. So those guys are all going to be new. And then, of course, we are swimming in tons and tons of different epics as well. That was it for 100 Sacred Shards. I'm curious to know if the rates are where you expected them to be. Did you think I would get more? Did you think I would get less? Let me know, and be sure that you guys subscribe so you don't miss out on the other shard pulls, because we are going to have to get into those voids. We're going to have to get into those ancients and see what champions we have to work with. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!